It's time! Now that I've finished my first ever Kickstarter project and everything is shipped, I want to talk about my insights and experience that I got while running this Kickstarter. So let's do it. Prior to doing this adventure, I really didn't know much about Kickstarter, and all I knew was that I wanted to try it with a project that I had in mind, called Flickade. In fact, here's one of the games I have right here. All I really knew for sure is that I really wanted to get it launched, and I was going to plan on doing it within a week or two. And that's what I ended up doing. In retrospect, I probably shouldn't have stuck to my schedule so tightly, but that's what I ended up doing. So the main reason I really shouldn't have stuck to my schedule was because, as a result, I only left my pre-launch campaign up for like 4 to 5 days, when really you should leave it up for like a month or two. The main reason for that is so that people can get interested and that your first day can be really good. And that first day apparently matters quite a lot with Kickstarter, as most successful campaigns have their first day be their best day. As a result of my schedule, it was also more rushed, and I didn't really have any time for pre-launch marketing campaigns. And I figured just doing a YouTube video, which was the trailer, would be sufficient for marketing purposes prior to launch. Yeah, spoiler, that wasn't necessarily the best idea. I also had the idea that I was going to find marketing campaigns while the campaign was live. It turns out that isn't necessarily the best idea, as there are a lot of them that will only do it if you haven't officially launched your project yet. But that brings me to the first day, which let's get into that right now. So that first day, I actually ended up making $198, and I ended up trying my first ads campaign, which was Google Ads. Though I'm pretty sure that most of those were not from Google Ads, and the people that were interested in it were because they had already followed the project, because there were actually a couple that followed, or they found it from the recent Kickstarter launch page, which to me seems more likely. So the YouTube ads I actually ended up trying out throughout the duration of the project, and I ended up making one sale throughout that entire time that said was from YouTube. And that was a $148 order, which sounds great until you realize I spent $230 on the YouTube ad for the trailer and another $75 for the explanation video. So yeah, YouTube ads didn't necessarily work out as good as I had hoped, though it did get quite a few views. Not that that necessarily means much. Okay, so YouTube ads didn't really work, but that wasn't the only one I tried. I also tried Google Ads, or Google Search Ads, which, yeah, technically is the same company, but I figured if people were actually searching for it, it would get more engagement, right? Yeah, no, it didn't necessarily do that. When I tried it, I ended up only getting one order that was officially saying it was from Google. Granted, some of the externals may have been from YouTube or Google, but that one order was a $200 one. So that does count for something and looks pretty good, until you realize I spent $477 on these Google search. The impressions were pretty high, and it got like 1,000 something clicks, which I would expect to be more orders, but no, it really didn't. Maybe that's just because I didn't really optimize Google, or maybe it just doesn't really work. Either way, that was my results from Google. So yeah, those were my marketing attempts. I didn't really get much success from them. I do think I could definitely get better at this, and maybe they'd be more successful. But as far as the rest of the Kickstarter, I didn't have much else, and that's why I'm actually pretty surprised I ended up getting my goal, which is 1,200. Sure, a good part of it, or probably a third, was from family and friends, but I'm still pretty happy with it. Even though I didn't necessarily gain anything from it, it was definitely a good learning experience. Okay, so my key takeaways from this Kickstarter is to have better pre-launch marketing, better marketing in general, aside from just Google and YouTube ads, as they didn't really work, have less text on the actual Kickstarter page itself, and have more photos. I also think I should have more wiggle room for the Flickade game, or anything I do, just to make sure I get it shipped on time. As for Flickade, it was actually a little late for the 8-player versions. The 4 and 2-player versions, they got out time, But the big one, I actually had to wait for the big printer, and then the containers didn't exactly fit, so I had to change the model a little bit, which took some extra time, which is why I'm finally getting it out now. And it's better late than never, but it's still kind of annoying, and I feel bad for those who have waited longer. So yeah, more wiggle room. The other thing I think I should do better is looking at other people's experience, just see what they did and what I can improve upon. And for those of you about to launch your first one, I would just recommend hitting that launch button just so that you can actually get the experience and see what you can do to improve upon the next one. Anyways, that's my experience. And I hope that maybe it has helped you. Though for those interested, I will be linking to the Kickstarter page so that you can still see it. Not that you can order it from there, but I also will be listing the game on Etsy, as I do think it's still a fun game, and I think people could have fun with it. I don't know, let me know what you think, and I'll see you in a future video. Thanks again for watching, and bye. Oh, also, weekly extra. This one's probably gonna be a fun one.